We are live across the UK, the US, New Zealand, Europe, on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. Good morning, Peter Crow.
Good morning, Andrew. How are you doing?
I am very well. I am very well. And I know that you are very well also.
Yes.
And I'm going to skip to the end and then backtrack and start from the beginning. But because I've kind of already given it away on the title of this live, I am very, very, very pleased, chuffed for you, your family, super excited for everyone involved in Relentless to announce that Relentless, very much down to yourself as a head of education, has produced yet another six-figure funded trader. I'm also very pleased to announce that six-figure funded trader is our very own Peter Crow. Congratulations!
Thank you very much.
You've always been a five-figure funded trader, but you're now a six-figure funded trader. And before I ask you a rack load of questions, because you'll often see various posts in various different industries saying, Peter's now become a Starship Commander. Peter's now become a executive group leader. And it doesn't actually mean anything, and no one knows what it means. And what we've always said is documentation beats conversation. And what being a six-figure funded trader means is you yourself are now managing $100,000 account, which means, in layman's terms, if you make 10%, then there's $10,000 in the pot, and for the first month, you get to keep 75% of that.
Well, it actually goes up to 85, doesn't it, eventually?
Second month, 80%, third month, 85%. Yeah. Plus, you get a refund on your challenge. But that's what being a six-figure funded trader means. You're getting, in the region, conservatively, between $4,000 and $8,000 a month.
Yeah, as long as I sort of hit my targets and that.
Yeah. And if you don't, it may be slightly less. But that's what, it's not Executive Starship Commander, which means nothing to anyone. It means you're a six-figure funded trader, and here's the numbers. And people can, check all of this on My Forex Funds, check all this on FTMO. And, I was super chuffed when you became a five-figure funded trader, and you were getting $300, $400, $500, $600, $700 a month, which, it's not to be sniffed at. But this is proper
life-changing, was it?
Life-changing.
Yeah.
So I assume it's just been really easy and a bed of roses, and you've just been able to do it overnight.
Yeah, it's been lovely. It's been no stress at all. So now I had a 10 grand funded account to start off with. What I passed, I was funded with that, but it's not life changing money.
It's nice to have, though. Let's not belittle.
It's nice to have.
Account. It's $500 a month. It's all right.
It's good practice as well.
It's
ready for the larger amounts of money coming. A lot of my Facebook friends will say that I've been quiet lately, and I haven't posted much on Facebook. It's because I've been concentrating on this.
There's been no pictures of you in front of a
hasn't?
fire and the Welsh mountains.
Yeah, and people have been asking me to do stuff, go away while camping and stuff like that. And I can't. I just need to get this sorted.
Yeah.
However, that's not because it's taken up loads of my time. This is the strange thing about it. And you might think, okay, the money you can make is unbelievable. But you've got to look. You've also got to appreciate the time spent to get that money. So the way I trade is I get on the charts for 8 o'clock in the morning, and I could be done by the earliest I've been done is within an hour.
Yeah.
And I've hit my target of what I need to hit, and then I'm done for the rest of the day.
And that's your own self-imposed target, isn't it? That's not a target set by another company or by anyone. That's your own personal target that you decide.
Yeah, that's my own target, what I decide, which the funds I'm happy with, which will get me that type of money. Obviously, when you're doing the challenge, if you like, I've had to carry on trading to look for other setups in order to sort of pass the challenge. But now that I am funded, that's all I'll be doing. I'll literally jump on the chart at 8 o'clock. I could be done by 9, 10, probably midday. I'd say midday the worst. I mean, me and Vic were on a call, I think it was last week. We were on for hours waiting for one pair to set up nicely.
Yep.
We were drained at the end of it, but we were still done for 2 o'clock. So people need to understand that when you get funded, it's good money for the time you're sort of on the charts. You're not
unbelievable money
at all. Yeah, it is. It is.
And actually, what I've seen change with you is you're quite zen at the moment. Like I'd be expecting champagne corks flying everywhere, dancing girls, Lamborghinis, trips to Dubai, but you're quite zen.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because with trading, you've got to take the emotion from it. So you've got to take the emotion from trade. So if you have a losing day, which I've had many losing days, you'll see a switch when you're going through the process of becoming a trader, full-time trader. You'll see a switch from when you lose, you'll be pissed off for the day. Yeah.
It's after 9 o'clock, we're fine. You can use that language.
Yeah. But you have a switch where actually you've lost, not a problem, I'll bring it back tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you get to this zone where you're just like, no, I'll just bring it back tomorrow. And it's the same with your wins as well. You don't sort of you do. It's very hard to explain, to be honest with you. You've got to have no emotion. And it was strange when I passed. I always knew I'd pass this. I knew.
Yeah.
I knew I'd pass phase one. Phase one on the challenge. There's 2 phases to the challenge to get funded. Phase one, I passed that and I was over the moon. I was dead excited and whatever. Phase 2, I went through an emotional battle at the start because phase loads of pressure on you. But as time went through, because you get 60 days to pass that one. As time goes on, you just start zenning out, as you say. And then I was that confident I was going to pass it that I knew it was coming already, if that makes sense. But when I passed it, I wasn't even... I mean, I just slipped in a conversation with her. I said, I'll just let you know I passed my challenge. She was like, you're lying. I was like, no, I passed it.
That's nice. Thanks.
Yeah. So she was like, well, you'd be more excited than that. I was like, I know, I thought I would be. And I am. I'm happy. I'm over the moon. I mean, I've worked bloody hard for it. Trading's not easy. It's simple, but not easy. You have to put a lot of time to sort of learn it. And I mean, I don't know what questions you've got to ask me, but if you go start,
I'm gonna go right back to the beginning on this. So there'll be lots of people watching this, people who know you, people who don't know you, people on my timeline, your timeline, Vic's timeline, the Relentless Facebook timeline. They'll be thinking, Pete, he's a 6-figure funded trader. He must have been trained at Barclays or Morgan Stanley. I assume he did an economics degree. He'd have had a privileged upbringing. There's no hope for me. Give us a little bit about your background, where you grew up, your education.
Yeah.
Just so people know the story. I mean, don't start at the age of 5. Like, fast forward a little bit.
I was a little bugger.
I bet you were. Yeah. You still are.
So I'm from a little fisherman's town called Hartlepool in the northeast. Okay. Hartlepool's a tough town, right? It is a tough town. It's tough being a kid growing up in Hartlepool. It's tough as an adult in Hartlepool. It's tough for many reasons. There's no work there. The crime rate's really high. Everybody's on the offensive in there because offense is the best form of defense.
Okay.
So everyone's just sort of struggling to survive. That sort of region of the country sort of got forgotten by the government. Okay. So it is quite a tough town. I was brought up as a kid in tough schools, stuff like that. Not much work, not much hope in Hartlepool, really, right? So I knew I needed to get out of the town as a young age. So I joined the army as soon as I left school. 15 and 9 months I was left for the army. Yeah, still young bloody kid at that point. Joined the army. I'd done 10 years in the army, in the infantry. So it's strange because people used to say to me before I was going to join the army, make sure you do good at school. And I did not do good at school at all. With GCSE, I hardly got any.
Not for everyone.
Yeah, I hardly got any. Which it shows you don't really, it's awful this because you don't really need them, right? To do what you want to do.
Stay in school, kids. Disclaimer, stay in school.
Yeah. I know people who've got degrees and they're working in, I don't know, I'm not in retail. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. However, it's not what they wanted to do or set out to do. But I know people who done really crap at school and they've got a really good trade or whatever. My brother, he was a nightmare at school. Yeah, he's a Sparky now, and he makes loads of money, works away and stuff like that. So it shows that the society, the education system, sort of slightly old-fashioned, if you like, and needs to come up with the times. But anyway, so before I joined the army, people were saying, get a trade, make sure you get a trade, make sure you get a trade. So I don't know, plumbing or whatever in the army, because you do.
They didn't mean trading, did they? You took it literally.
Yeah, I know. But me, I always just wanted to be a soldier. Number one, I just wanted to be a soldier. I used to watch the old the black and white war movies with my dad, and I just always wanted to be an infantry soldier. That was it. I didn't want to trade. I actually wanted to sleep in a hole in the ground for a long period of time. So I went into the infantry, done 10 years there. Done a few tours of Afghan. Been all over the world with the army. It was good and bad, the armed forces.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, much appreciated. And then I left the armed forces. I didn't know anything about civilian street. Didn't know how to do a bloody business, put it that way. And I started a removing and storage company in the northeast. Got that company fairly big. Franchised it. Sold a few branches around the UK. Moved back to North Wales, where my wife's from.
Mm-hmm.
And then I opened a branch in North Wales, but I wanted to upsell. Removals wasn't for me, really. I knew it wasn't. It was just sort of, I didn't know what else to do. I left the army, and this is a sad thing, because you leave the army with nothing. I left with, you get resettlement where you can do courses and stuff like that, but even if they do courses, you're still struggling. So you can do fast track courses. It was nowhere near the same as getting an apprenticeship for a trade or something like that.
Yeah.
I've done a close protection course as infantry. That's all we know to do. I didn't want to work away. So I said, I'm definitely not working away. That's why I started the removals.
Yeah.
But removals wasn't for me. So I was always looking for an exit strategy.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked into MLM.
Oh, yeah.
Looked into M&M. I found a company, Utility Warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I don't mind saying it here. Utility Warehouse. And I actually went to Utility Warehouse. And when I went to them, they were like, who prospected you? They were like shocked that nobody prospected me. I said, no. I said, I just want to join. And then they got someone to get in touch with me. I joined Utility Warehouse and I learned a hell of a lot with Utility Warehouse.
Yeah, good company.
Yeah. I was there for about 14 months. I built up a big team. I was smashing through the ranks of MLM. Do you know what? I was naturally good at it. But there was a switch in my head what sort of made me... It's not what I wanted. I wanted to change. I went there for residual income. I wanted residual income, getting paid every month automatically. I love the sound of that. But for the workload, what I've done, for me, it wasn't sort of worth the residual income. I'm not saying the company at all because the company's fantastic. However, I mean, you get holidays. I'm going to bloody Edinburgh in a couple of weeks, a weekend time for a weekend. I've had all sorts out of the company. It's fantastic. I learned a lot, but the thing what switched with me personally was it was the karma side, as in getting people on. I was just getting anyone on, just to take
recruitment.
Yeah, recruiting. I didn't like it in the end because I was just getting anybody on. I was a bit angry at myself because I was getting people on who I thought needed it. But they didn't want it. That's a difference with MLM. You need to get people on who want it, not need it.
You're reliant on other people as well.
Yeah, and I was seeing people really struggle, especially if they've got anxiety and depression. Like, I would not advise anyone doing, if you suffer from anxiety or depression, do not do MLM, because you get a lot of setbacks, a lot of no's. Friends and family start avoiding you. Or if you do get them on and there's a problem with the services, then they're coming to you, they're dealing with you. So, however, Utility Warehouse, I learned loads, and I'm grateful of Utility Warehouse. But it just wasn't for me in the end. So I was looking elsewhere. Well, I say I was looking elsewhere. An old school friend of mine, Alan Robinson, who lives out in Bali and Thailand and stuff like that.
Also from Hartlepool.
Also from Hartlepool. I went to school with him. We were
all these local lads making it in trading.
Yeah. So
putting Hartlepool on the map.
Yeah. That's a bit of advice for people. Get out of your towns. I know people who've never left the town, Hartlepool. Get out of your town, see what else is out there, and you'll see that there's all sorts out there for you. You're not sort of stuck. But yeah, so I seen Alan put a message on Facebook. It's like an MLM message, you know how they go. I don't know.
I'm looking for 3 people over the next 2 months.
Yeah, something like that.
Additional £500.
Yeah, so it was something like that. I thought, is he an MLM? So I thought, I'll just message him and ask him what he's doing. In my head, I'm thinking, I'm going to prospect him for a Utility Warehouse, going to get him on board. So
I'll teach him.
I messaged him. I said, what is it you're doing? He told me I didn't have a clue. He was trying to explain charts and that. But he just joined a Forex education MLM company.
Okay.
Right? And he told me about it, and I didn't believe. I thought it was a scam. I thought he's getting scammed here. However, it was cheap enough. I thought I don't mind paying the money to join, just so. In my mind, I'll give him work, he'll give me work back, and he'll join me. I'll just get him on. I'll join him, but I'll eventually get him onto Utility Warehouse, right? So I joined him, and obviously I've got to look like I'm interested. So I jumped on a few calls with him while he's trading and stuff like that, and he was showing me how to trade. And I think he made like 200 quid in it was like a 5-minute candle or something. Which really, I said, well, what you selling? What you selling? Physically, because I'm just going to sell this. What you selling? I didn't understand it, so I still thought it was a scam. But it opened my eyes that actually there is other options out there. You don't have to. There is ways to make money without speaking to anyone, without physically selling a product, without risking loads of your money. There is a way you can make money, and not. And you know what I hate the phrase is, if it sounds too good to be true, then it's probably not true. Like, I'm not saying it's easy, but Forex is true and it is real. You don't have to speak to anyone. You literally look at the charts, see if it's going up or down, sell it or buy it, and that you make money from there. So I also looked at his comp plan in this company, and at this point, I think I had about 70 partners or something like that. I can't even remember how many partners we had, obviously in the full tree, if you like, at this point. And my residual income was like £36 a month or something like that, right? After like a year. Now with this company, yeah, I'd only need 10 partners to get £125 a week. A week? Yeah. And I thought, what? 10 people? So I got 10 people over straight away within 10 days of being in this company. I was now, the rent was getting paid straight away. So I just thought I prioritized the company. And started getting people onto that. I was starting to learn to trade. And this was only 2.5 years ago.
Okay.
But I didn't have a clue about charts at this point. I've never seen them. Didn't have a clue about 2.5 years ago. However, that's not 2.5 years straight, because back then, the first year was solely on getting people onto this company, the MLM side, right? Solely getting people onto that. So I didn't really take seriousness of the MLM until I got put off MLM because of the reasons I explained. I believe in karma. MLM can really damage people's mental health, and I don't want to be involved with that type of stuff. I love helping people. I know it'll come back to me. That's why I'm happy to sort of teach. So I stopped sort of getting people on and just focused on the trading, and that's what I've done. Focus on the trading, and my aim is to get funded. And then here we are now today, basically. That's my story.
And those 2.5 years ago, you've obviously been through a number of different companies and mentors and different strategies and created own indicators and stuff. And it sounds like a sales pitch, but it isn't. But it's significantly easier now, isn't it, than it was 2.5 years ago because of what you've learned and what you teach and just the tech that you can share with people, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot easier. Like, all you need to trade is a laptop. You can actually do it on your phone, but I don't recommend it. But a laptop or a computer and broadband, and you can make a living anywhere. I mean, my next step is getting a camper van. Lovely camper van, me and Emma, jump in with the kids or whatever, travel around the UK. However, I can actually still, all I need is a laptop to go with me.
Yeah.
Turn off my phone. I can actually live van life if I wanted to. You can, Alan, traveling around Asia, trading. He just has a laptop with him. It's
just a lot of lunches.
Exactly that. But I very much recommend trading. The hard thing is it takes time to learn.
It does, but so does everything.
I feel like saying, right? I mean, it's hard because I haven't been doing it that long, really. Okay. However, I'm living proof that a normal person can do it. Like, a normal person can do it. I'm not educated at all, right?
Stop putting yourself down. We've talked about positive mental health.
Joined the infantry, come out with nothing, started a business, got loads of debt with the business because I didn't have a clue about business. Okay, loads of debt with the business, and then got into trading and go from there. So anybody can do it. It's like give me 6 months of your life, and at the end point, you will see and you will know where you want to go and how your life can actually 100% change for the better. But you've got to sort of commit. You've got to put the effort in, commit, and go for it. Because people, they say they want to change their life, but do they really? And are they willing to do it?
It's an unbelievable story, and it's an unbelievable opportunity to be able to, as you say, 6 months to go from not knowing anything through to being 100 grand funded trader earning multiple 5 figures a month just on your laptop.
101 AM, yeah. And I'm going to go for a 300k one next, I think.
Yeah.
That was my plan, or original plan.
Why not you and why not now?
Exactly that. But I mean, that's what we do at Relentless, to get people funded. That's the aim for us, isn't it?
The list is long but distinguished. There is a history on YouTube. You can go and see all the interviews we've done with 5 and 6 figure funded traders who have just followed the process, plugged in, committed to it, learnt it. And although, your funded account is for you and for yourself and for your family, you're not in this on your own because you've got the whole Relentless family with you.
Yeah.
Supporting you, helping you, bouncing ideas off, chatting to you, picking you up, going through trade ideas, jumping on Trade and Study Live each day. Yeah. And it's just a giggle, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Like yesterday morning, there was 5 or 6 of us just all trading together. I was still in bed.
I don't know why you had that woolly jumper on, though. Yeah, weird.
What's wrong with the hairy chest? Anyway, and it was just a giggle. And we were done by 11, and then I went to the gym in the afternoon. You chilled out and became a funded trader.
And you know what's good is that's all I teach, and I'm so transparent. Like when I'm trading live in front of other people on Trading Study, because that's how I've passed this. Every time I've took trades, I've been on Trading Study, TNS, and all the members have seen it. And my sessions when I teach, I just teach what I do. So I'm glad I've got to this. But I knew it was going to come anyway, but I wanted to, because I did feel a bit of a hypocrite. I'm teaching this, but it is a long process. It takes about 3 months to get funded. Yeah, because you get 30 days for the first one, you get 60 days for the second phase. So it's a long drawn-out process, but it proves that what I'm doing and what I'm teaching works, will get you funded.
Well, we've all seen it. We've all seen it live. All members have seen it live. Even when we've done, we've shared live sessions on Facebook, on this platform, and on YouTube and stuff. We've seen. That's kind of it, isn't it? Really, just follow the process. It's very duplicatable.
Yeah, and you'll see people will just start trickling. I mean, you see it now. We've got members now who at this have massively improved, and you know the ones who they are because they're getting straight TNS. They're on the live sessions. They're the ones who are going to smash it, absolutely smash it, and they're taking ownership of their own life, if you like, and saying, "Do you know what? I'm going to do this. That's it."
And this was what was lovely yesterday when we sort of you announced it to everyone and stuff. You know, everyone was proper chuffed for you, and in a nice way, going, "This is reinstalled belief in me that if you can do it, no disrespect meant."
Yeah,
everyone's like, "Oh well, Pete's done it.
He's
done it."
Yeah.
Then it's the same for everyone. All you've done is followed the process. It's all laid out. The only way really that you wouldn't succeed in this is if you gave up or if you didn't start.
Exactly that. That you've hit the nail on the head. The only way you do not make it in trading is if you give up. Anybody can do trading. However, depending on yourself, it depends on how long it takes you. So what type of character you are and things like that. But everyone can do it. But it's all about, if you want to, the quickest you can do it is how much can you fling yourself into education.
Yeah.
And the only way it'll stop you is if you give up. It's as simple as that. As simple as that. If you give up, obviously that's the only way it'll stop you.
And all you're going to do now is just carry on. Keep repeating the process. Keep growing that account. Getting the bigger payouts. I'm pretty sure it's not going to change you. You're not going to start getting Lamborghinis and stuff and going to live in Dubai. You'll just be helping other people. Well, you might maybe a holiday in Dubai.
I'm just going to treat Emma to a Maldives.
A MacD's?
A Maldives holiday.
Oh, I thought you said a MacD's, like a McDonald's.
Yeah, I might get a McDonald's as well. Is this what you said, Emma?
I said a Maldives, not a MacD's. Oh, my bad.
But do you know what I'm going to do now? All I'm going to do after this call is get on Trading Study for the members. I'm going to trade my demo account till I get me live one.
Hey, that'll be in the post, though. Might be on its way.
Yeah.
Super. Cool. Well, congratulations again, mate. Proper chuff for you. We will have some celebratory beers tomorrow night in Edinburgh.
Yes.
Looking forward to that. And because you work for yourself, you can now, you've not had to ask for time off. You can just trundle up tomorrow whenever you want. And next week you can start planning holidays, and you don't have to request holidays. You'll just go, I'm going. Because it's just all on you.
Yeah, it is now, and that's what I love about it.
You're in charge of your own destiny. You're not reliant on anyone else. It's just you.
Yeah. And instead of trading the challenges where you see the large amounts of money what you're making, but it's only on the challenge, so it's fake money, if you like.
Yep.
That's now going to turn real.
Yep.
Which is going to be a really nice feeling. Well worth the heartache.
Now, normally I'd say, would you be willing to come back and do another live in 3 months' time? But as we do them every week anyway, it doesn't matter.
People are probably sick of my bloody big head on screen.
Well, a few people are asking now that you're a 6-figure funded trader if you're going to get a haircut. I don't know if that's
I don't know, because Emma's starting to do the maintenance now. She's doing a good job, so probably.
Looks sick, man.
I was
really
so close to cutting off the other day.
Oh,
I was
really?
going to get the lawnmower out of the shed.
Yeah.
And just get it cut off, but Emma said, "Let me have a go," and she's done a good job.
She has done a good job.
Yeah, but
Happy
yeah,
days.
that was great.
Thank you, buddy. Massive
All right,
congratulations, as always. You are a ambassador for what you do and what Relentless does, and appreciate you, buddy. Well done.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much, everyone.
See you in a minute on Trade and Study.
All right, catch you later. See you later, guys.
See you, dude.